Hey everybody, it is Elson932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. Woo, I'm out of breath. And why, you may ask? I got a call that my Sharpay was outside the front door and I don't know how he got out. And I just had to walk the perimeter with my son, kind of. But now he is in, he is safe. And my husband will have to check and see if there's a hidey hole that he has dug through, probably outside, but he was just sitting at the front, like waiting for me to open the front door. Well-trained dog. Well-trained dog. Let's see who we have here. So it's already an exciting day. We have Ari. Thank you so much for being here. Moondust Angel. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all having a lovely day. You see how my day is going. To go to Africa, glad to have you here. Glad that everybody's saying hey in the chat. Hey, Debbie, glad to have you here. So if my glasses fog up, you know why. I was outside just in this Georgia heat and humidity, trying to figure out, why did my dog get outside? Ari said, at least he waited patiently outside with his troublemaking behind. And he's usually not the one to be sneaking out. The young lady, the lab, she's the one usually, saying, hey, I've been out and I came back. She's usually the one, but she is definitely fixed. Okay. We are not having any kind of that troublemaking she could bring home. Okay. So y'all, this is unsolicited advice. Okay. This is where we talk about segments where people have asked the internet for advice, and we are giving our unsolicited advice right here. So I have had a few suggestions. Some folks, when I go over an hour, if they miss 2 lives, now they have to catch up a lot. So I'm going to try and taper this down and make sure we get all the good bits, but we're going to keep it down to 5. But on Sundays, we're going to do the extended version. And this Sunday is a Father's Day. This Sunday will be an extended version only about dads. Advice for dads, advice about dads. Remember, we did that too for Mother's Day. Hey, shApp, glad to have you here. So we are definitely going to be having a longer live, like an hour and a half on Sunday. Tomorrow night is History Channel's Alone Season 12. They're in Africa, so I'm excited about that. I'll just put out videos for that. And I'll see how folks, if we want to do a live, maybe at the end of it, or maybe between, probably every 2 or 3 episodes, we could do a live about Alone. But we're waiting for Love is Blind France. We're waiting for Love is Blind Italy. We're waiting for Love is Blind UK. We're just waiting on some of these relationship shows to really come forth and give us extra. But we got stuff to do. We around here. Okay? Well, Mr. L said give his input on Sunday as a father himself. And Mr. L said is a grandfather as well. So no, he's going to stay out of this one. Again, I keep on reminding him of his promise. Once we get to 500 subscribers and we are at the first stage of monetization, he will definitely be my first guest. And we'll do that as a member live, or maybe just start it as a general live. And when we get to the meat and potatoes, get to, to be member live or member comments only. We'll figure it out. But let's get there. Let's get to, the 500 subscribers. We're at 432, I think, but we can get there. So make sure you have liked, you have shared, you've subscribed. There are a lot of people last time said, oh, didn't realize I didn't subscribe yet. So make sure you're subscribed. So let's start with the first one. Okay, let us start. Oop, see? I forgot to put y'all chats up there. Let's start with the very first one and see how this goes. And I might play my Phaedra for a little bit for one of them. Okay. It says, me, a 34-year-old male, is talking to a really nice girl, 32-year-old female. And I need some advice. Should we talk about this now or later? I went to speed dating event and spotted this girl immediately. She also agreed and told me later that she saw me and hoped we could talk more. Later on, we did get a chance to chat. We had a whole lot of fun. I knew she was someone I wanted to talk to after. So later I went up to her and said, "It was nice to meet you. Hope we could talk later." And sure enough, I sent a message and she messaged me back. We set up a nice walk and matcha in the park and talked nonstop for 2 hours. She's so thoughtful, sweet, caring, and someone who makes me feel at ease. Finally, someone who's mature. I feel good. So we set up a date for tomorrow for arcade games. We texted throughout the week and yesterday, now much until later. I talk to her now or tomorrow about texting styles. I want to know if she wants me to text a lot or do check-ins. I just want to know so I don't worry or overthink. Think it's a little too late for that, buddy. I know it's still early days, but sometimes I notice the shift and it's just good to ask. We're both excited about hanging out again. She told her friends she felt good about this when we left our date. So I just want to know, should I talk about communication styles with texting now or wait for later? Just need some honest advice. So he wants to know, when do I start talking to her about, do we do text a lot or do we do check-ins? Now, I've said this here on this channel before. I said it with Mr. El Cid. I don't do all that talking all the time. I don't do all that texting me all the time. I am paid, if I'm at work, I am paid to ignore you. I am paid, unless it's an emergency, to ignore you. I'm paid to focus on my job. Please don't be doing all that unless it's something like, hey, you know it's lunchtime. Hey, honey, you want me to grab something for you for dinner? Fine. But I brought this too because I know so many ladies don't like these coffee dates. And when I saw that he was like, we had a nice walk and matcha in the park and talked for 2 hours, I knew somebody gonna be like, not me. Not me. shApp said, please slow down. Just go with the flow. Go with the flow. But you see, some women expect the man to read their minds. Not I'm paid to ignore you. Yes, that's what I say. I'm paid to ignore you. My job pays me to ignore you. I'm not the call all the time. You're bugging me. That's my dismissive avoidance self. It's to me, I'm changing my focus from my job to you, and I have a very analytical job, and I need to focus, and I need a rhythm, and you're just messing with my rhythm. I believe the next time you meet up, you should ask her what her preference is and then go from there, as she will likely tell you what she wants in a casual way. And the way he can bring this up, Moondust Angel, in my humble opinion, is like, hey, I thought of you today when we were at work, but I didn't want to disturb you. I saw something that made me think of you, and I wanted to send you a message. Would that be too forward, or would you be open to that? Somebody may say, oh yeah, communicate as much as you can. We're starting to learn each other. Or somebody like me will be like, don't contact me between 8 and 5. But certainly you can bring it up really chill. I thought folks were going to be about that matcha date, but I guess y'all are proving me wrong. Walking in the park, talking for 2 hours over one matcha. I thought y'all be asking me, is it a grande? Was it a venti, a trenti? I thought y'all were going to go on and on about that. Okay? I am too single like a Pringle to give advice for this, but off rip, I'm like El Cid and lean on the dismissive side of my FA attachment style. Yeah, don't contact me all the time. Don't contact me all the time. I will communicate. Like my drive home, I am on the phone catching up with folks if I'm not singing to the top of my lungs. Okay? Communicate what your intentions are so it won't be mixed communications and wasting time. Exactly. Tell her exactly what you told us in this post. I really like her. I really think it's something. She is thoughtful. She is sweet, caring, and someone who makes you feel at ease. That is something a lady will see as a wonderful compliment. Wonderful compliment, and will consider keeping your attentions, or how can I say, open to your courting. So yeah, y'all please place there your unsolicited advice for him. I'm sure y'all have something to say. Because my thing is, why are we going for arcade games tomorrow when we're 34 and 32? Nothing wrong with arcade games, but as a second date after we done did coffee, I'm not one for arcade games because, my competitive self, you'll probably be losing to me. Having said that, I get stressed out if people text me too much. So a bit of texting is fine, but too much is just overwhelming for me personally. Exactly. They've got to find the balance, Moondust Angel. They've got to find the balance in, how much is too much for her, how much is a distraction, how much is irritation. They have to, figure it out. He sounds like he wants more in a relationship, so he needs to lay his cards on the table. Seems like he went to the speed dating really looking for love, really looking for someone, because he said it was so, finally, someone who's mature, I feel good. That's how he posted it. And I'm like, dude, I think you are really looking for a solid relationship and not somebody to play around. You're 34, she's 32. Y'all may both be, in the same stage of life. And the first time y'all having a 2-hour date, Mr. Elson and I was close to 5 hours. We just walked and talked and walked and talked. We have a square where we are, and we just walked the perimeter of the square. Walked the perimeter of the square and kept on talking. I mean, it was a really, really nice afternoon. And it's like, after that, I didn't see him for probably a week. But again, the match of date is the video arcade games. I guess she's into arcade games. I'm guessing that's why you're planning a date for tomorrow. But yeah, y'all need to communicate. It always boils down to communication. So y'all put your unsolicited advice right there for him in the comments below. And let's get to the next one. Let's pull it up. Number 2. Of course, I got to change the pattern. There we go. I see that too, Moondust Angel. It is confusing. It is confusing. He wants to have a second date at an arcade, but, finally someone who's mature. Hey, I'm not dissing arcades. There's a lot of money to be made in video games, but it is something I'm confused about. So let's get into this one. I, a 27-year-old female, I'm getting bored of my boyfriend, a 30-year-old male. And I need advice on how to keep the spark going. I've been dating my boyfriend for the last 6 months, and he's a great guy. He is sweet, loyal, and caring. But I'm starting to get bored of being around him. I do love him and care for him deeply, but the fact that he's so lazy, it is just starting to, put me off any efforts in this relationship. I travel a very long distance to reach his house, and after reaching his place, I cook for him. I take care of the house and everything, and he's very appreciative of it, I bet. But I'll stay for 3 or 4 days, and these 3 or 4 days just go by without him initiating any kind of physical intimacy. He doesn't even try to make out with me. It just gives me pecks. Even when I'm talking about something that I'm passionate about, it feels like he listens to me just for the sake of it and isn't really interested to know exactly what I'm talking about. Tells me he loves me and does everything else right, but I don't know. Something is just missing. I once asked him straight up if he's just not attracted to me, and that's why he's acting this way. And he said he's super attracted to me, but recently has been feeling like a bum and not himself because he hasn't really hit the gym properly and feels unattractive. But this is such a regular on and off thing. He'll go to the gym regularly and be fine, and then suddenly it will go away. Now, this one, y'all, is sounding a little bit like a previous one we had. This is sounding like a previous one we had, but this girl is coming from hours away, cooking, cleaning, spending 3-4 days getting his house in order until she comes back. Ari says, did you tell him about this? If not, do it or leave. Moondust Angel, maybe he's just looking for a living maid, but isn't telling you that because he knows it's not something you would go for. I don't know. It is sounding like a little living maidish with a little extra benefits that he don't want to receive. He could be, probably feeling depressed. We don't know. He could be feeling stressed. We don't know. Is it a performance anxiety issue? We don't know. But what we need is communication. I said what I said. I said, run, Forrest, run. And when this live is over, certainly run to, I said what I said's channel. She covers news and topics and politics. One of the channels, as I say, I don't cover those things, but she does a fabulous job doing it. So please check out her channel. To Go to Africa says, it appears that there is a possibility that he is not as interested in her as she is in him. It appears that way. You know, he's allowing her to cook, clean, and do everything else. And he doesn't want the benefits of what a friend would get. So, young lady, you need to figure it out. And is he coming to your place? Now let's peep that. She's driving there. It takes a long time. And you're staying for 3 to 4 days. Is he ever reciprocate? It's been 6 months. Are y'all really boyfriend and girlfriend, or are you just staying over? Because if we ain't talking about this, you're getting bored with him. Have we really talked about being exclusive? Or are you saying it's your boyfriend? I just don't know. I don't know. At their age, 27 and 30, I don't know. However, if she doesn't choose to tell him, that is annoying. That it's annoying her. He can't know that, so you don't really get to complain if you're not going to choose to tell him. Yeah, you got to tell him. You got to communicate. You've got to tell him exactly what's going on. There is, there's something going on here, and I don't like it. Alexa play boyfriend. Big time rush. He doesn't have any motivation to do anything for her. Has she set any boundaries? It seems not. And, young lady, for 3 to 4 days, he is getting access to a maid. And we can't even say you're performing wifely duties because he ain't even interested. He ain't initiating. He just receives whatever you give. And this is not boding well for a great relationship at all. I would say have a conversation with him. Ask him, where's this relationship going? What are his intentions for this relationship? And if you don't get a straight answer, that is your cue to leave. Certainly let him know that, you are experiencing some frustration. This is what we need. Remember, we talked about in several instances, people will move to the next relationship and they think they're doing a great job, but the previous one, the ex, never gave them a performance evaluation. This is what we talk about. When an ex doesn't give you a performance evaluation in anything, in his case, he's getting boring to her. Hey, High Vibe, glad to have you here. We're just on our second one. Okay. She is long distance. She drives, spends 3 to 4 days with him. She's doing all the maid duties, cook, clean, everything, but he does not initiate any intimacy. And he doesn't seem too interested in it anyway. He is not ready for a real relationship, and she's doing too much. Too much. She should try staying away from him for a while and find out if he really appreciates her. I mean, the whole absence makes the hot girl fonder, or it makes the heart wander away from you. That's, to me, that's the other part of that saying. I would like to know, it's only been 6 months. I would like to know, has he ever come to her place? Is she the one always trekking to his neck of the woods and staying there for 3 to 4 days? And if so, why? But if he's not reciprocating to come to her, that means he's just looking for the maid service without the benefits. You know how the friends with benefits? This is a maid service without benefits. He doesn't want the benefits that comes with it. So she's getting bored. It's only been 6 months, love. You're 27. It's been 6 months. Have a conversation. Learn from it. Maybe give him a couple trips. But if he has not come around to your place in that 6 months, then he is just using you for the maid services. I must have missed the part about it being 6 months. 6 months is such a short time. I don't know if he's worth it, or if that's what you should ask yourself. She should ask herself, but she should also tell him, because then again, 6 months, he probably thinking, oh, she's just immersed herself into his life. She's probably showing that she's interviewing for the position of wife. Look what I can do. Look, if y'all watch Mad TV, okay, and y'all know, Scotty, okay, look what I can do. This is what is sounding like she's doing. I can cook, I can clean, I can do all of this. She is advertising herself super hard. You only got to do it like one or two times. You only got to have him visit your place to see how you handle things, but you do not need to do it all the time. But yes, sit down, talk, as Moon Does Angel say, They need to discuss what their boundaries are, because no relationship can survive without proper boundaries in place and the partner knowing your expectations. But let him know he's boring you, so he doesn't go around and bore the next woman or the next woman after that, and he thinks that you were the issue, when clearly he has some things as well to work on. You should have to wonder what your place. You should not have to wonder what your place is in a relationship. If he wanted her, he would act like it. He wanted maid service. He liked the cooking and cleaning. It looked like he didn't want much else but the cooking and cleaning. So y'all, please, the next woman might not take it, girl, and he will be in a vicious cycle. Please put your comments below as to what, unsolicited advice you have for this young lady, even if it's different from the chat. We love to hear all comments and suggestions. So let's go on to the next one. Let me pull it up. Number 3, and we only have 5 today, y'all. I decided let me give y'all a little smidgen. So number 3, my 24-year-old boyfriend, I am a 24-year-old female and my boyfriend is 26-year-old male, still follow girls on Instagram that he slept with when we broke up. Is this worth wanting to break up over? This one, the grammatical errors, y'all. My boyfriend, a 26-year-old male, and I, 24-year-old female, we were together for over 5 years. We broke up. We went no contact and ended up unexpectedly reconnecting after 2 years of not being together. Currently, we've been together for a few months, and I brought into the conversation his relationship, contacts, etc. with women he may have been with intimately, or had emotional or romantic relationships while we were not together. He has a social media presence. I do not. I also do not believe in snooping through phones, so I think I was looking for verbal reassurance. He said that I was extremely accusatory. His response was essentially, I have no place to care. Is it toxic that I care about those things and that it worries him that he finds me insecure and I care so much about other women? He said it's also disrespectful that I assume that he is lustful, and he got very defensive. He's informed me that he is still, in fact, following the women that he was intimate with while we were broken up, and it doesn't matter because A, I don't know who they are, and B, they don't mean anything to him. I just wanted to add that I never cared about who or how many. This is 4 paragraphs of I don't care about who or how many. Okay. I actually really don't want to know. My thought process is it doesn't matter what happened when we were split up, but it does matter if those people are being brought into our present together. I'm scared to continue getting emotionally invested in him again if it's not going to be a healthy relationship. A previous breakup had really messed me up, and this situation has made me reconsider a lot. I'd like some advice because his perspective on this is making me question my judgment. Run as fast as you can. How about, I guess your comment was for the previous one. Like Ross said, we're on a break. He's following the woman he slept with while y'all were not together. Ma'am, he's keeping his options open. She actually needs to run like Forrest, because stupid is as stupid does. Mama said. These young people just need to stay single until they're really ready to mingle. Also, he's gaslighting her because he's playing games. Exactly. He's playing. He is playing games. That is ridiculous. You are still following, still in contact, still reachable by the woman that you had a romantic relationship with before. Now, in context, young lady, you were an ex if he was seeing any of them. When he was seeing them, you were the ex. And you just didn't have social media presence, is what you said. So is that going to be held against those women because they have a social media presence? For me, the worrying thing is how defensive he got. I'm glad she doesn't go through phones and all that stuff, but he was very accusatory. He was very defensive. And that tells me something is under there. There's something there that he's trying to be defensive for. Like he's not guilty, but there's some impropriety that could be there. There's some, as Ari said, his options are open and he could exercise it at any time. So that's what's kind of giving me a, what's going on here? What are we doing? What's exactly happening? Because for me, it's like, why are you so much, and why she shouldn't worry about other women and da 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 da. Because you don't know, they don't mean anything to him. Young man, if the past is truly in the past, you should have no problem talking about it. You should have no problem talking about it. It's a reason why you broke up with the man. Move forward and not backwards. Again, this is why I believe in seconds only for food on a plate. I don't go back around. I don't spin the block. It doesn't sound like there are any signs that he wants a relationship with her enough to put closure on the others. Could be he's like, I don't know if this is going to last. It didn't last last time. The word toxic is being overused. Since they were broken up, then she should stop caring. If he really values her opinion, then he wouldn't be following the other woman. He wouldn't be, but hey, that's just how I would be. Were they really together before? Just leave the boy alone. Leave him alone. You know, the whole on again, off again. Now we're getting into timeline mixes up. Girl. It sounded like the Gabrielle Union, Dwayne Wade. You know, we were off at that time. And when we took a break, you know, that's when he had a child with someone else. So again, I don't believe in this going back. He became what he said she was, and that doth protest too much. Usually are the ones who are actually guilty. Yeah, she's saying she don't really care, but here we have 4 paragraphs. I've never not cared enough to write 4 paragraphs. I've never not cared enough, and I put it on the internet. Okay? I've never been like that. Okay, shApp, I don't think she cares about the fact he slept with other women, but they while they weren't together, it's the fact that he's still following them that sounds fishy, because it looks like he's keeping his options open, like I said. She should explore her options and see how he feels about that. Well, you know, there's a tit for tat element. We can do a tit for tat, but that ain't never really worked out when we do a tit for tat. Some of these women are like Ari said, you know, are like his potential bootay calls or names in his black book. Not to be confused with Little Black Book, okay? Yeah, some of these women, you know, as she said, we're just back together. We're just rekindling what we had. We were together for over 5 years and they broke up for 2 years. It's kind of like, you know, but my thing is the age. He's 26, she's 24. Y'all were young when y'all got together. Y'all are still young. And y'all were together for 5 years. Then 2 years with no contact. So then we have 6 years. She is 24. Are we doing the math? Are you doing the math with me? He is 26. There would be 6 years, 5 years together and 2 years not together. Are we doing the math? High five. I'm so glad I'm old. That 20s decade is rough, young and dumb. God bless him. I'm just saying, she's 24. If we take 6, if we take 7, 5 years together, 2 years off. If we take 7 years out of the 24, we underage. We underage, and he is of age. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out. If he reached out to her, that lets her know that what he does with exes. Good point. I said what I said. Good point. Nesto shuffle walk of shame. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry that I got tongue-tied for a minute. Yeah, if he reaches out to her, then those could be exes that he could be reaching out to. We're here, Nesto shuffle walk of shame. We're a 24-year-old young lady who's with a 26-year-old man. They were together for 5 years, off for 2 years. But then during that 2-year cycle, he was seeing other people. She just asked about it, and he got defensive. She does not go through his phone. She does not ask a whole bunch of stuff, but he got real defensive about, still following those other ladies on IG. She just wanted to know. And he just, he just, got very defensive. But I'm saying, hey, she cared enough to write us a 4-paragraph letter. Okay? If you really don't care, we wouldn't be hearing about this, and you'd let it rest and let it go away. But y'all, please share your unsolicited advice for this young lady below. Because as we go along, we get spicier and spicier. Okay? Okay? We get spicier and spicier. And this is only number 3 of 5. shApp said, my grandmama would call her fast. Yes. Because if we have 5 years together and we have 2 years we were off, and she's only 24, let's do the math. And he's only 26. Let's do that math. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So y'all, let's get to the next one before I get myself in trouble. Talking too much about these people's ages and doing math. I don't know what to tell young people no more. I know what to tell them. It's whether they're going to listen or not. It's whether they're going to listen, Linda. Listen. So this is a 28-year-old female with a 28-year-old male. What do you think about his behavior? Last year, I met a guy. We shared a really special night together. Okay? We were intimate, and it felt like it was a strong connection between us. I was on vacation in his city. That night, we said goodbye with a long hug, kept in touch for the following months, and he insisted on coming to my city. After a different month, he took a flight to see me, and I welcomed him with openness, expecting to feel something close to what we had experienced before. But during his visit, his behavior was confusing. He was distant, emotionally unavailable, and often silent. There were moments when he asked how I was more than once, but overall he stayed detached. He didn't show much affection, and on the last day in my city, he planned everything on his own and barely included me. Despite everything, I still tried to be kind and present, and after he left, I sent him a message to wish him a good trip, but he did not reply. He also ignored my following messages. It felt cold and disrespectful, especially after he had insisted on coming and staying with me. I just wish I could understand why he behaved that way. I blame myself for being too available to him. You were just an Airbnb without a contract. I'm sorry. I am sorry, young lady. You were just an Airbnb with no contract. You were a place to stay in that city. That's all I'm saying. You were a place to stay in the city. What are y'all comments? I'm sorry, that just burst up out of me. These two are 28, okay? Last year you met a guy, had a special night when you were on vacation in the city. Now, vacation get down is very different from everyday get down, okay? Vacation get down. You met a man while you're on vacation. You're probably hot, heavy, and tipsy, okay? But again, that was vacation, and he's saying, oh, everything was great, great, great. He probably heard where you were from, and if you're from an expensive city, ma'am, he just wanted some place to stay that wasn't as expensive as the hotels, and if he wanted to try that thing again, he could. I'm just saying, you were Airbnb for free. He had someone else and was proving to his real woman he was out of town on business. Oh, I said what I said. He did the reverse Uno. He had someone else, and he was just telling his woman that he was away on business. Now, I think he had someone else on else, okay? Because she is someone else, okay? They met on vacation. She was vacationing in his side of town. He probably stayed at her hotel while he had someone. Then he went to this girl's city, but he was actually visiting somebody else while in her city. He doing too much hopping and jumping around. He a little spread too thin. What is this? And after a vacation incident, you think you're in love and everything? Whatever happened to vacation fling or summer fling and we're done? No expectations of contact or anything again. Just we may run into each other in this lifetime. Whatever happened to that? You hear? Oh my God, this young lady is just fawning all over this. One time, or I should say, one moment in vacation. I'm sorry, young lady. I can't. I can't. Maybe he was drunk when he first met her and he was disappointed because she didn't look like he remembered. To go to Africa, you may be right. Because how we look on vacation is different than how we look every day. Maybe she's going to work every day, you know, she more looking regular schmegular. She ain't looking like the, you know, moon goddess that she looked like while she was on vacation. Maybe. You know, what did Missy Elliott say? I look like you know, more he drinks, the more I look like Halle Berry. I'm sorry. Maybe that was it. Yeah, go on vacation and be Stella, the part where you get your groove back and don't expect anything less. Exactly. Enjoy the groove, enjoy the waves, okay? Enjoy the groove, enjoy the waves, enjoy the beach, but don't bring any sand home. That's it. Don't bring any sand home. Just enjoy what you had. Yes, it's exciting that he came to your city. Y'all met on vacation there. Why can't he get a hotel? Why were you so eager to have this man at your place? Because that's my thing. It's very unsafe. You only know this man on vacation. You don't really know this man. You met him on vacation. He should have gotten his own hotel and you come by and you visit. Oh, you're in my city? Well, tell me where you stand. And don't be presumptuous into thinking, how did we set up living or staying with you? How did we set that up? Did you offer or did he ask? I have questions. We always have questions around here. Her abode and hygiene may have been bad and turned him off. Oh, to go to Africa. Oh, because vacation her and at home her are two different things. But then if her abode was that bad, he could certainly go to a hotel. She should do a Shirley Valentine and go to Greece to find herself. Hey, and as I said what I said, Estella, and get her groove back in Mexico. In Jamaica, sorry. Young lady, I want to know how he ended up at your house. And it's giving me the feeling of what people used to do when we lived in New York. People would be like, oh, well, I'll just stay in the guest room. Oh, I'll just bunk on your couch. I'm only here for a week. It's giving me that. It's giving me it's an expensive town, expensive side, expensive city, and he just wants to stay there with you so he didn't have to stay at a hotel. But I would prefer, for your safety and everybody else's safety, I wouldn't let him know where I lived at all. Yes, you'll know I'm in Atlanta. I'm not telling you where I live, and then you come here. And then how's he in and out? Did you give him a key? You better not have given that man a key to be in and out. No thoughts on this because people are not talking, so no advice. They're not talking, but she could certainly get some advice on how to conduct herself next time she meets a vacation fling. She needs some advice on how to conduct herself for that one. I'm sorry. It's fine if y'all talking or whatever, but don't have this man. And it sounds like you are matized after just the vacation. And he came like a few months later to come see you and stay at your place in your town. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. He needs to stay at a hotel. He needs to stay at a hotel and you could stay there with him or you could visit him, but to be up in your house, not at all. And then he making plans with other people. As I said what I said, he there to visit other people. He ain't there to really see you. You were just the Airbnb that he needed to use. That's all. That's all. Y'all, please put your unsolicited advice down there for her. No more vacation flings for you, ma'am. Stop that. Stop that long distance thing. No more vacation flings because clearly you get a little too invested. Please put your unsolicited advice down below for her. And let's go to the final one. You know, we get spicy. We get spicy. And wait till y'all hear this spice now. The spice for this one is, these are mature folks, y'all, because we are a mixed group here, but we all grown. We are talking about a 70-year-old male and a 68-year-old female. So if anyone is in this category, please know that we do not leave you out of this. When I find these stories, I certainly bring you up. And y'all are the spiciest of them all today. So let's go. Has anyone experienced having an older male partner, 70-year-old male, who still wants to be pleasured, but won't reciprocate? Please advise. I understand bodies and desires change with age, but this is so frustrating. I don't know what to do. My partner is hot. And she put that in all caps, y'all. My partner is hot. And he can still stand up and get it up with little help. Keeps wanting me to touch him and speak into the mic frequently. So to me, it shows that he still has a libido, but he will not reciprocate in speaking to my chambers. Okay, y'all? Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I got to say this for the YouTube streets. Once in a while, we have intimacy, but it's like it's more of a chore for him to please me. He said he just doesn't feel the passion anymore due to his age. But how can I get him to understand how hurtful that, he is with this? That is hurting my feelings. How can I improve our intimate life? I think 2 O's in 2 years is an all-time low for me. Let me say that again for the people in the back. The lady ended this by saying she's only had 2 O's in 2 years. What are we doing? This is 70 and 68. She's 68. He's 70. He can stand at attention because his libido is fine. His testosterone is fine. But she could speak into the mic, but he don't want to speak. He don't want to return the favor. He don't want to speak into her chambers. But 2 O's in 2 years? Man, pack it up. Pack it up. Tell him you cannot pleasure him anymore because your age has turned you off. But she says he's hot. He's hot at 70. He's hot. 2 in 2 years, ma'am. That's basically 1 a year, unless he did both in the first year. Ari, you were in my mind. I'm like, 2 in 2 years. Did we start off with the 2 and it's been no more since? I don't know. Just go, ma'am. It ain't worth it. Life is too short at 68 and 70. Life is too short. We don't know if we have another 2 years. We hope you are blessed with more than 2 years, ma'am. But life is too short. Nesto's shuffle walker table sat down somewhere. That is it, Nesto. She wants to sit down somewhere. Maybe on his face. But she wants to sit down somewhere. Maybe on his face. Okay, I'm going to have to whisper that. He probably has an ample supply of the V. She needs to find an unselfish love. She can have more than 2 O's by herself. She can. Huh? It's all an oxymoron to me. That's what I said. Get a toy. Use it in front of him while explaining that this creates a female O and that this is what a female O looks like, so he knows what to go for in the future. It's likely make him feel bad. I don't think we want to make him feel bad. We want communication. This is why I'm a pillow princess, because I sure ain't about to not have a big O. He's the pillow princess in this one. She says she rocking the mic. She says she rocking the mic. And he don't want to reciprocate. He don't want to speak into her echo chamber. What is she to do? Okay, shApp. So where did you find this one? This was on Reddit. All these, and this is our 20th episode, y'all. All these, well, except for IG, a few of them, most of them are on Reddit. I found this on Reddit. Grandma is 68 and she is on Reddit. Okay, shApp, she's see us all get out. She 68 grandma is on Reddit, because if she found 70-year-old grandpa is hot, okay? He's hot. And she is hot too. But he just ain't getting her there. We are on this yellow brick road and we are not making it to Oz. That's what I'll use from now on because Oz is OZ. So yeah, she wants to get more Oz visits. Go find someone who knows what they're doing. Exactly. Exactly. He seems like he's the pillow princess he wants to receive. She keeps on rocking the mic, but he don't want to reciprocate. Ma'am, have a conversation with him. If he still don't want to reciprocate, then you need to go. We are 68 and 70. We ain't got time. We ain't got time. We do not have time to waste for him to figure it out. He is freaking 70. And you ain't got time to waste because you need as many O's as you can right now. It keeps you relaxed in limbo. So, y'all, what is your unsolicited advice for this 68-year-old lady and her 70-year-old, I guess, boyfriend, man friend? Because we're a particular age. So, y'all, I don't age discriminate around here. If I find it and it's age appropriate, I will. We usually have 30s. We usually have 20s. When I find the mature folk, I definitely bring it to you. Okay? I definitely bring it to you. And Grandma said she's only had 2 O's in 2 years. And I'm feeling for her. I couldn't do it. Just 2 O's in 2 weeks. And I'm going to be, we're going to have to talk. We're going to have to talk. He probably hoped that if the toys make her happy, that she won't bother him. It's not bother him. He wants her to rock the mic. He keeps on liking her to rock the mic. And at some ages, I'm not saying anything for her, but at some ages, you know, the jaw gets tender. The muscles in the jaw gets tender. So Grandma is working. She's rocking the mic. And she may be having, you know, a little issue with the jaw, needs to do some jaw exercise. But while she relaxes from that, he needs to reciprocate. Okay? He needs to reciprocate. Turnabout is fair play. Ari Lord, I'm like, Grandma still got it. I'm glad for her. Y'all grandmas do still got it. And grandpas too. Or they get prescriptions for stuff. Because y'all, the number one place for stuff is at the senior citizen home because they be sharing each other. They be passing stuff around each other. 2 O's in 2 years, he needs to be feeling bad. Why should she be with someone who isn't willing to put her needs first sometimes? This is disgusting behavior at his age. Not an excuse either. I didn't know people that age was still doing it, especially the man. Yes! Yes! They still got it. Everybody, testosterone levels do not decrease when they get a certain age. We need to bring shame back to people's lives. Why do we need to bring shame? I'm loving the fact that Grandma and Grandpa at 70 and 68 are still getting down. Keeps them limber, keeps them supple, keeps them going. Okay? I'm glad. Keeps the blood pumping. I'm glad for them. No jaw soreness. I'm sorry, K-Sharp. I couldn't help myself. Hey, we are seeing that the young people, 20-something, are having issues. Sis' mouth is going to be tired. She tired. She working. The worst she can do is force him to reciprocate, and he disappoints her. Granny needs to be introduced to the Rose. Yes, Gran. Maybe you need to ask your grandkids, you know, just order it for the senior citizen home or the neighborhood. You know, get your book club together. Because he sucks in every way but the way that counts. Yes, no, that's Angel. But she's not saying that, you know. I'm wondering, because she's saying 2 O's, you know, I'm thinking all of it is bad. I'm thinking all of it is bad because she's saying he don't like to reciprocate, so she's not getting it that way. She does say he can't stand up and his soldiers stand at attention. You know, his rod and staff do work. I'm saying, is it also that he doesn't know? Is he taking that blue stuff and is he taking the blue stuff and thus he don't know how to really reciprocate? He want to make sure he gets everything before it wears off. I know that sounds odd, but he's like, oh, I'm about to wear off. I need you to rock the mic and we need to get this done and before I wear off and embarrass myself. I don't know, but they definitely need to talk. You know, Miss 68-year-old lady, you need to talk to him. And I hope you don't end up bored like the previous young lady we talked about. But you need to talk to him. Let him know, hey, this ain't serving me. And we have more time behind us than ahead of us. So we need to get this together and right. But she ain't saying nothing. Now, y'all realize she said partner. She ain't say boyfriend. She ain't say husband. So is this the neighbor? Is this the Mr. Julius that be coming by to help you with the faucet and the water tank? What? Who is this? Who is this man? How did you meet him? He's a grumpy old contentious man, period. Yes, he could be grumpy and contentious, but he's contentious because he don't want to reciprocate. She just said an older male partner. How many other partners does, Mr. Julius have? And y'all, I don't know a Mr. Julius. I'm just creating him in my head. Okay, she said he is hot and he still functions. And he wants her to keep touching him and rocking the mic. So he needs a woman to adore him. How many other women this man got adoring him? How many other women does this man have? Because it sounded to me like the Don Juan of either the home or the Don Juan of the neighborhood with the older ladies. Because he is hot at 70. Because to be hot at 70 and fully functioning, grandma thinks she caught a jackpot. Are you kidding? Grandma is like, you need to fix up. He's been a maintenance man and he's about to age out of this assignment. Girl, he's already aged out. He just wants to receive. I want grandma to have more O's, so I sympathize with her. She might need to leave him and find a man her speed. I do want to have healthy G's life, healthy granny's life. Okay, Gigi's life. Ugh, I should have known that because my boys call my mom Gigi. That stands for gorgeous grandma. She refuses for them to say grandma, and so it'd be Gigi. Munda Angel, I turn away from the chat for 2 seconds and you already cut it up. She should say, you need to understand that I have needs, Julius. And I almost said Cletus. I don't know, where did that name come from? And I can't meet yours because you're not meeting mine. Until you start meeting mine, the mic is going to be dry as the Sahara. Now, she can't say that, Little Kim says in hers, and y'all know I love my trap music and my rap music. Little Kim says there is no sticking without the what? Okay. Begins with an L, and exactly what grandma wants grandpa to do. So it ain't no this unless you like ice cream cone this, okay? Y'all better brush up on your Little Kim. There's a lot of Denzel Washingtons around there who are sexy and probably very active. Yes, this is, if you go on to Instagram, you will see the silver foxes are out there. Now, whether those men on there are functioning or not, we don't know. But there are men over 70 who are quite scrumptious. And I do use that word in the right way. There are 70-year-old men out there that look quite scrumptious, look very, very, what they would say back in the day, very dandy. Okay? Very well put together. And as grandma say in all caps here, very hot. Grandma said this, he is hot and fully functioning. Do you understand? Because we've been talking about these 20-some-year-old young men. We've been talking about these 30-some-year-old men who have functioning issues, and these women are suffering. And grandma said, hey, he is functioning, but he didn't know how to use the equipment, or he just don't want to reciprocate. Grandma, you may have to do what ladies did back in the day and go on a little strike, have a conversation, say, hey, we need to start this off different. You need to start with me, and then I go move on to you. Talk to him about it. And if he ain't for it, then you need to move on and admire him from afar, Gran. I'm sorry. You're going to have to admire him from afar. There's another man who is age appropriate that would certainly help you. Grandma said, I have found an age appropriate man that does everything but this. Grandma ain't trying to be no cougar. She ain't trying to find no man in their 40s or 30s. But I'm sorry, if he ain't going to work with you, you may have to look at a different age category for functioning, Grandma, okay? Tell him you're tired of his lack of action and you're setting him free to find someone who can actually satisfy you. Just because you're older doesn't mean you should settle. Denzel's 72. I know he's 72. I know. Why did I think of Cletus, K-Sharp? When I was reading Munda, that's the name that came straight to me. And I haven't seen Nutty Professor in forever. I fixated on Julius or for some reason. I don't like this narrative that older people should settle because they should be lucky to have someone either. Everyone, despite their age, deserves love and respect. And I understand that, Moon Dust Angel. And for anyone who is in this age category, I know when my grandfather was there, he said he would be attending more funerals than fun times with folks. That was like, it was, you were seeing more funerals than birthdays with the people around them. So I guess, and she's like, hey, we got to get this together. We don't know how much more time we have. Granny should not have wasted her time if he wasn't eating ice cream from the start. I'm just saying, I said what I said. You better tell her. Granny started this off wrong. And the other question we have, Granny, you ain't tell us how long y'all been together. Is it only the 2 years? I'm going to put it in my mind. It's only the 2 years y'all have been together. How about I do that? I'm going to assume it's been 2 years y'all been together. How did it get past a year? Maybe because he was hot, as she said. He was hot. And you know what can happen too? Now, ladies, we could talk. We grown. Like Bernie Mac said, we grown. We family. We grown around here. We family. Grandma was probably impressed by how the mic looked. Grandma was probably impressed by the blessings that was bestowed upon Mr. Julius, okay? And Grandma got to have it. You know that she got to have it? Grandma got to have it. And it turned out that Grandma, this wasn't it. But as I said what said, we need to start this off right. You need to start off right. After the first 2 or 3 sessions and you realize that he don't want to reciprocate after you rock the mic, then you got to say no. We got to switch up. This is how we're going to go for a few times. Maybe she's not confident enough. It will be a lack of confidence which is preventing her from understanding that she deserves better and can find better if she truly looks for it. True. Grandma needs to understand her worth. At 68, the fact that she could, as it would say, slap, flip it, rub it down. Grandma, limber and can get there. Grandma, y'all are both people of a particular age that can fully function. I think it's a blessing y'all have found each other, and y'all just need a little bit of tweaking. But 2 O's in 2 years, Grandma, don't let another 2 weeks go and you ain't had more than 2 O's, okay? Don't let 2 weeks pass and you ain't had more than 2 O's. And if y'all got to learn about toys and stuff, go to the store together, find some stuff, talk to the young people, because these toys gonna be different than what you used to. Talk to the young people. They're gonna open up and talk to you and tell you about stuff, okay? Or come on here. We'll get you straight. Just because we think someone is hot doesn't mean we should stay. Looks are worth nothing if the person is not kind. That is true. Some older men of color all over the world claim that they won't lick ice cream, but know that many of them are lying. They are lying. Because I don't know many women who will let you get away without having ice cream. Grandma is probably stuck in the first impression, which is Grandpa's representative. Once he came behind the curtain, he was not living up to her standards. Yes, like the previous lady was hot and heavy on vacation. Grandma's like, oh, we going, we here, we got it. And then suddenly he declining. It could be that Grandpa. Hey, Lady T-Bug, y'all please go visit Lady T-Bug's channel. She covers a whole lot of like crime and crime drama and a whole lot of kiki in the chat, y'all. So if you do like to misbehave just a little bit, Lady T-Bug's front porch is always open. She leaves the light on. Well, Lady T-Bug, we're talking about Grandma. She's 68. She is with this dude who is 70. And, she said she's only had 2 O's in 2 years. He's hot. At 70, he's hot. And he's still fully functioning. But what he don't like to do is lick ice cream. And she is rocking the mic all the time. And she's only had 2 O's in 2 years. Are we feeling for Grandma? Debbie says, I agree. Kindness is important. It is important. I think as, shApp said, Grandma saw Grandpa's representative. He was hot. He was fully functioning. What in the elderberry tea is it? Hey, Grandma put it out there. She on Reddit. She's like, hey, it's been 2 O's in 2 years. She wants to know if it's worth it. Should she stay? I don't know. You know that many men from the Caribbean claim they're vegetarians. Yes, to go to Africa. You know, I'm of Caribbean descent. Yeah, I know they claim they don't eat meat, they don't eat fish, as some people would term it. But mm, the ladies of the Caribbean no different. They ain't advertising it, but the ladies in the Caribbean no different. Granny, no ma'am. Everybody is saying, Grandma, you should have known and you should have set the standard. You should not be 2 years in. But this can be fun. You and Mr. Jules or Mr. Julius, y'all can go and, find some toys together. There are many ways to the promised land, Grandma. I don't know if both of y'all know. This channel believes in there are many ways to the promised land. There are roses, there are journeys, there are different things to get there. And y'all just need to discover it together. But you say partner and not husband, Grandma. So that's why we think Mr. Julian is the maintenance man. And that ain't your husband. So this relationship we ain't fully invested in because this ain't granddaddy. This is just Mr. Julian that come visit you and handle everything. Maybe Granny is ice cream shopping on Reddit. That's why she wrote the letter. Grandma's looking for a new lollipop. Hey, Grandma's like, hey, Grandma's advertising. Grandma say, I got the skills. He just ain't reciprocating, but I'm rocking the mic. I'm rocking the mic, and he ain't reciprocating. Run, Grandma. You don't have too many pecan seasons left. You need to enjoy your years. That's exactly what we said. Run, Grandma. There's so much more life behind you than in front of you. And we're hoping that Grandma enjoys every single time. And she's saying Mr. Julian is hot at 70. Hot. So she didn't want to give it up. Okay? Granny, a golden girl, aka a city girl. Yeah, she's a golden city girl. You better tell her, T-Box, she's a golden city girl. And she don't have to settle for this. Well, we should have a conversation. We should try. But Granny, if in the next 2 weeks you don't have more than 2 O's and he ain't changed up, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Y'all, please leave your unsolicited advice below. Okay? Please leave your unsolicited advice. We do not age discriminate around here. We talk about the 30s, the 20s, and now here we had our first 70 and 68-year-old people we're talking about. Granny about that life. Yes! Granny said she is rocking the mic and she got skills. But what he don't do is he don't reciprocate. He's the problem. He's a problem. A golden city girl. I love that one, Lady T-Bug. So y'all, please put your unsolicited advice down there for Granny, because Granny is frustrated. And what we don't want is to break up any happy home. But she said this is a partner. This is a partner. This ain't her husband. So Granny, I'm going to say, stop rocking the mic for someone who ain't rocking your world. How about that? Granny, stop rocking the mic for someone who is not rocking your world. Y'all, thank you so much for being here with me today. This was Unsolicited Advice. This was our 20th episode. So for the rest of the week, I'm going to be putting up Alone on History Channel. It's the first episode, happens Thursday night. Then Friday is our Unscripted. I don't have what we're going to talk about. That's on you. So you can put some things in the post on this channel's community wall. Let us know what we want to start talking about. And we're going to talk about anything. I want to try and scale it back to an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And let's see where we go in the conversation. On Sunday, we'll be back for Unsolicited Advice, the Father's Day edition. So y'all, that'll be at noon. That'll be at noon. But I thank you all so much for being here. And as I always say, I'll see you on the next one.